The compost tea is done. The brewing has been successful, but how do I get these 30 gallons of compost tea into this so I can take it to my plants? Today I'm going to show you 3 ways you can accomplish that task. So the system I have here is a transfer pump that works with your drill. And this is a battery operated drill, but it could be a plug-in drill. And it simply just turns, and you have to make sure you're turning the drill the right direction. The little pump mechanism in here, you have an in, so this is where the compost tea is coming in, and this is where it's going out. So Bonnie's going to get that hose, and we are going to pump the compost tea into the bucket. Now let me just warn you, this is my least favorite, and you're going to see why. So it does work. It takes a little while to prime the pump, but the reason it's my least favorite is I'm being sprayed. And I don't particularly want to wear compost tea, especially after putting all that fish kelp emulsion in there. It's a little stinky process. So that's process number 1. It's the transfer pump, drill operated transfer pump. All right, so this is the most powerful method of transfer. This works very well, almost too well, but this is a 1/4 horsepower submersible pump. So I call this my transfer pump. I use this for moving water from rain barrels into this system. I can use it for watering from the rain barrels, hook it up to a hose with a sprayer. So it's handy on the homestead, but I can also use this for transfer of my compost tea into my watering containers. So you simply submerge the pump. I'm going to hand Bonnie the hose here, and then I like to hook it up to a switch, and I just use this as my switch. So are you ready, Bonnie?
I'm ready. I'm holding tight.
Okay, hang on, here we go.
Okay.
So you have to watch it because it'll drain for a minute. Boom. All right, so again, kind of messy, but very effective. We can drain this into about 8 or 9 of our watering cans, and then drive around the homestead in Gigi's tractor delivering the goods to the plants. We use this little sprayer to spray the leaves of our plants. We want to put the beneficial microbiology right on the leaves to fight the bad stuff. So we use a little bit of cheesecloth here to make sure we don't put particulates in this, because that would clog up our sprayer. And we just simply pour this over our cheesecloth, and that's how we make sure we have a good strained compost tea to put on the leaves of our plants. So I'm going to show you one more way, and probably a very good way for most of us, to transfer compost tea into our watering cans. You can see you can put a fitting on the bottom of this can. This initial fitting I would call like a through haul fitting, and it has threads on 2 sides of the fitting and gaskets. And it grabs a hold of this can. Even with all this variation here, it does a good job. There's a gasket down there, there's a gasket on the inside, and it's 3/4 pipe thread on the inside of that. You simply build some plumbing to get that compost tea to come outside. Now, a couple hints. This is the type of fitting you need, because inside this fitting there's enough space that if there's particulates it doesn't get clogged. If you use a normal garden faucet, it'll get clogged every single time. I know, I did it. And then just put together a couple nipples and an elbow, your nipple going up into the through-hole fitting, your threaded elbow, another nipple to whatever distance you need to get past the edge of your bucket, your faucet, your quarter turn faucet, so you can release the gold, another nipple, and then I've added a special adapter. This goes from the male pipe thread here, so it's a female pipe thread 3/4 inch fitting, to your hose fitting, which is a unique, different fitting. So usually in your irrigation aisle you'll find this. I'll try to leave links for this fitting. It's kind of a specialized fitting. I'll also try to find links for the through-hole fitting, because that's kind of a unique fitting. But this way gravity does the work. You put this can up on a couple blocks, you just simply fill it up. The nice thing about that, you notice Bonnie and I have to do this together when we use that pump. It's really hard to do it any other way, just because the pressure of that pump is coming out at such force. You really need somebody on the trigger and somebody on the hose. And it's a little bit messy. This is not messy. This is a good way to do it. So, and this is gravity fed, one person can do this. It's a great solution. This is probably the best transfer pump, because you can use it for a lot of things. It's a great thing to have on your homestead. That's probably good. The mechanical one, again, it works. Very messy. I would call it okay. I'm not going to give it a high rating. So I hope this helps you finish your compost tea brewing system, getting you from creating the brewer to creating the mix to creating the end result, delivering this fertilizer, this amazing stuff to your plants. If you haven't seen the other two videos, go back to the playlist and you'll find them there. I'll try to link one at the end of this video so you can start with number 1, go to number 2, and this is number 3. Hey, thank you for joining us at Wild Coffee Homestead. We love having you on the journey. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, maybe even the notification bell, so you know when we produce a video for you. Thank you and have a blessed day.